Hey YouTube, it's, oh my god, my mic's never in the right place in the beginning of the video. Hey YouTube, it's Donica, or Nika Bunny Sings, or Nika Buddy, or Buddy? Whatever you want to call me, that isn't offensive. How are you doing today? Happy Thursday. It's Tainted Thursday, which means we're going to be playing as a tainted character. Because I do daily uploads, I figured bring back the Tainted Thursdays. We gotta get the tainted characters in here. Obviously, that doesn't mean that I won't be playing as tainted characters outside of Thursday, but I'm going to try my best to keep it that way. Just tainted on Thursday, because... Okay, the fuck is this? Because I want to showcase off some of the tainted characters. That will even include playing as tainted Jacob and Esau at some point when I hate myself enough to do it. I don't right now. Alright, let's see. We definitely do not want Isaac's heart. That sucks. We're just going to be playing as a Tainted Lilith, and I figured because I have to go kind of quick today, because I have to go to an appointment in a little bit, and then I have to work, I figured I would just talk about my crazy teachers. I forgot what I was doing and saying, as per usual. God, I really want those bombs, but I'm not going to get them because this game hates me. I'm tired, okay? I haven't eaten yet. I woke up and was like, fuck, because I put on alarms and then slept through them. So we're just going to start from fucking A to Z, bitch. We're going to go from the beginning to the end, because I have had crazy teachers my entire life. I think it was a running joke with my friends for a little bit of time that I could not get away from crazy teachers that would inevitably retire directly after I had them. And that was with years of evidence, and that started in 6th grade. So... we'll start from the very beginning. One of the very first schools I ever went to in Rhode Island, I only lived in Rhode Island for a very short amount of time. Thank God that place was ghetto. Literally, it was the hood. I went to a school. I won't give the name of the school away because I don't need bitches knowing my history and my location. You know what I'm saying? I don't live there anymore. Still, a little weird. I had 2 teachers. One was named, I'll call her Mrs. Lunch, and the other one was a color. Her name was a color. Call her Mrs. Blue. And Mrs. Blue was incredibly abusive to children. Just like, we'll just take this for now because we don't have anything else. Whatever. Incredibly abusive. Like, really just a bad gal. She would pick children up by their shirts and snatch them around by their arms and kind of toss children. She was very impatient and she didn't give a fuck about the important things. Like, one time I wanted to go to the bathroom around the table, right? There was a table right at the beginning of the classroom, and it was kind of in the middle of everything, which, first off, why the fuck do you have your classroom set up in such a way? Maybe fix that on your end, right? Like, what the fuck? I didn't make this shit. Why is this my problem? So we had to go around the fucking table at all times to get anywhere, which was super inconvenient. Children don't want to do that. They just want to go, and they don't think about the fact that they just want to go. They just want to go. But luckily, as a 5-year-old, I was smart enough to understand that I could go around the table. But to Mrs. Blue, that wasn't good enough. That was not good enough. I had to go around the table the other way. So she snatched my ass up, pulled me around the table the other way, and I was very upset. Very, very upset. I told my mom, and she never touched me again. Because one thing my mom didn't do was play about teachers treating me properly as a young black girl. In this world, it wasn't gonna happen. But anyway, she was scary as fuck. And because she couldn't touch me, she was very, very mean. I always hated those teachers who, like, did the wrong thing, got told off, and then it was your fault that they got told off for doing the wrong thing. Start off doing the right thing and you'll be okay. I promise it's not that hard to treat children correctly. Sorry, my throat. I sound like a man right now because my throat is very irritated because I sleep with the AC on because it's hot as shit. I'm sweating as we speak because I can't feel the AC right now. And my throat just gets absolutely bamboozled. And I also fucking hate Curse of the Lost. I already have a hard time getting the fuck around. Okay, we all know that I am not directionally good. This is great. Uranus is also great. Actually, there was one teacher before her when I was 5. I was in Head Start. I needed to go to the bathroom. I think I, like, had an accident or something. I'm not sure. I was a really anxious child. And, like, going to ask to go to the bathroom was a scarier prospect than literally peeing on myself. And you can imagine which one I chose. I was a very, very anxious child with a lot of fear and a lot of issues. We could get into that one day, not right now. So I was crying all of nap time because I was such a fucking mess. This really cute little boy was like, don't cry, it's okay. And he was, like, younger than me. Like, he was such a sweet kid, like, very clearly with parents that were teaching him to be, like, emotionally available in any given way. And I wasn't really taught to be emotionally available, to be honest with you. I was taught to be tough. And I'm not tough. I'm not tough, okay? I might come off that way. I'm not tough. And I probably don't even come off that way. But I was having a very, very bad time. Did I say that I hope you guys are doing well? I think I did. And I hope you are, for real. It, like, bothers me if I don't. Yeah! Curse immunity. I'm seeing that Matt, bitch. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Suck on my toes. So I was having a hard-ass fucking time. I was not ready to function, clearly. And I just sat in that motherfucking little nap thing. I don't know if you guys had these too, but there were those little blue mats with like the little thing you could like slide in. I felt very claustrophobic in that bitch. So I had that accident, and I was brought to the bathroom to change, because your parents have to give you a change of clothes because we're in our fucking single digits. A lot of those kids were just potty trained a couple years ago. Accidents happen. And I had a nervous condition. I don't know what I had as a child. Probably the generalized anxiety disorder that I have now, just a little less severe, in the single digits. But I was incredibly scared of everything. And so I had these little checker pants that I really liked that I had to change into. It was like the only time I really had an accident there. I cried every single fucking day. I was there for over half the school year, which was insane. But they also took over half the school year to think, hey, she could just write a letter to her mom to feel better. It took them that long, and that actually helped. And I grew up and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that would have been one of the first things I thought of, was why don't you write something to your mom or make something to your mom so you feel less alone and terrified? We didn't get there, and before they even got angry at me for being so upset. Called my mom about it before they just wrote a letter. Hey, it worked, okay? I was 5. It wasn't a math problem. Anyways, regardless, which, you know, whatever. They were probably doing their best somewhat, kind of. This teacher decided that when I needed to change, that she would just watch me. And not in like a normal way to make sure that a 5-year-old's okay, which, by the way, I knew how to put my clothes on, and they knew I knew how to put my clothes on. I didn't need help putting pants on at 5, which some do. That's fine. I didn't. And she just watched me. Like, the door was closed when I was taking my wet, soiled pants off, and then the door was open for like too long. And she didn't say anything. She just looked at my body. And that was the first time I remember feeling incredibly uncomfortable around an adult. Just like not really sure of what was going on or why it was happening. We gotta be careful with these fucking limbo deals, dog. Cause sandals be getting my ass. No! See, I knew sandals was gonna pop up. I will never take this shit again. Ever. Red brush, 1 health up. During combat, the walls will sometimes start bleeding, dealing damage to enemies. Bleeding walls leave creep near the edge of the room. When the bleeding stops, the player has not taken damage in that room. A heart pickup can spawn. Let's see. And then Wings of Icarus is flight 1. Speed up, chance for tears to burn enemies. Hostile fireplaces are more common. We're definitely taking this. And we'll take this too. I think those are both really interesting items that have a lot of potential. I just don't want the fucking sandals again. I will not be taking the sandals again. Good grief, it's already 10:03. And I'm not saying she's a full-blown predator. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. She could have been fucking spacing out. She could, I don't know if she was trying to check and make sure that everything was okay and she just didn't say anything and did it in a really weird way. Could have been. My mom really liked this person, and I just decided not to say anything because I was like, I don't want to cause problems. Regardless, the bleeding walls are a little fucking distracting. I like the limbo deal items, but they're a little distracting. Like, that's a little much. Anyways, I went without the rest of the year without an incident with her, and I also made sure to never have an accident again because of that. And I often, usually, then after that, insisted on going to the bathroom completely by myself through kindergarten and on. I just was very insistent on going on my own. Usually was kind of a problem, but my parents would be like, hey, she can go. Like, she's not comfortable. Please let her go. Like, you could watch the hallway or something, but don't go in with her. And that's how it had to happen. So that was 2. Okay, so now we're in 1st grade. We're going to Miss Wickline. She was insufferable. Like, it was her last year there, again. And she very, very clearly... well, okay, so in Rhode Island, I had some other crazy teachers, but they weren't as bad. Like, I had a crazy gym teacher that looked and behaved really scary, especially for children. Some of my teachers in Rhode Island very clearly didn't want to fucking be there. Don't blame them. Hate that place. Not all of Rhode Island. I lived in a bad area in Providence. It was just bad. The school was supposed to be the best they had, and all of me and my siblings fucking hated it. It just wasn't a good area. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good. It wasn't doing what they was meant to do. I kind of want to go Angel Deal, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was one of those things where it was just like not a good fucking environment. So there were a lot of weird teachers and people like, oh, this isn't a teacher, but I'll tell you about my bus driver at the time. His name was Castro, which is funny. Pretty sure he was in some sort of gang or something. We're gonna try to go Angel Deal, actually. Like, I'm just feeling Angel Deals. Healthbound is dumb. I'm pretty sure he was in some sort of gang. And the reason why I think that is because his name was, like, graffitied all over the place. Like, we would drive through. We had a long ass bus ride in the beginning of the day. Like, it was super long. We had to go all around Rhode Island in general. It was super fucking long. Like, we would be on that bus for an hour. It was ridiculous. Do I wanna? I guess I will. Oh, Guppy Peas. Yeah, we want to. My bus driver Castro had his name all over the place. I knew it was a him as Castro because he would point it out. So I think he thought, like, oh, little kids on the bus, they don't care. Which some of those kids were not little. So I'm like, sir, we're figuring it out. Like, I'm 5 and I'm figuring it out that you're somebody. I don't know what you are, but you're somebody. And the older kids on the bus were not worried about scaring the younger kids. Like, these weren't these kind of kids. They didn't give a fuck. So they would talk all about it. And I was like, does that mean we're going to die? And he would, like, stop at fucking stores and just get bread and breakfast in the morning and, like, go to fucking, like, fast food places and get food for himself. And, like, he just kind of ran shit. Like, everywhere he went, somebody knew him. Like, he was like, I have to go pick up something from somebody, and he just did it. Enough parents ended up complaining that he stopped getting himself breakfast in the morning, but he would just stop other places for a long time and pretty much yell at us if we decided we were going to say anything about it. And the bus assistant that was on there, because they had those at that time. I think it's a newer thing now for a lot of places, because when I moved, they didn't have those. But at the time, Rhode Island did, probably because a lot of these motherfuckers was troubled. She was also really cruel, and I, like, sometimes doubt, did you fucking work for the bus company, bitch? I, like, question now if she was actually part of the bus company, because this bitch was evil. Like, she hated children straight the fuck up. She could have been, but it was like fucking an evil villain, dude. Not fucking an evil villain. She was a fucking evil villain. I just said that backwards. We're gonna skip the shop, because whatever, I don't give a fuck. That was out of pure laziness. We're just having fun, okay? This is just a fun little fucking run. We're just having fun with this. It's not no serious shit, okay? What was I saying? She, like, I remember she was, like, insisting complete silence on the bus, and it was, like, really fucking ridiculous. Like, she was being a bitch, and anybody who was not quiet had to go to the back of the bus. Now, don't ask me why the bus was manufactured this way, but the farther back you went on this bus, the smaller the seats got. Why? I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of that was. I know the single seater in the back of the bus is a common thing, because I used to eat that shit up when I was a teenager. I was sitting the fuck alone. I didn't want any of y'all around. Like, nah, get the fuck away from me. But this was not that. Like, the seats literally got smaller in size as you went back. Like a gradient. Anyways, my sister laughed at something. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. This is really good. And so it's balls, actually, which I should have... Oh, this is keeper sack. Okay, we're good. I was like, oh no, it is balls. Oh my god. Why didn't I take balls first? I call it balls at home to the point that keeper sack popped up and I didn't recognize it. Think about that all night. Anyways, she laughed and she was like, go to the back of the bus. And my sister was like, I can't leave without my sister. My mom told me I cannot sit without my sister on the bus, which was true. That was a rule. We sat together no matter what every single day. And she said, fine, you'll both go back and sit in the same seat. And we were giggling like bitches. We were not fucking scared. We should have been more worried about it, but we was not. We were like, yeah. It was shitty. It was really small and it was really unfucking comfortable. We were basically on top of each other, and this is a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old. But we did it. It was ridiculous. Anyways, I hope he's, I don't know, not in any crime syndicate. Because it really seemed like it. This man was picking up shit from people at random places on a school bus. Which is at least, like, you wouldn't assume bad of a school bus. It's kind of a good fucking, it's kind of a good idea. God, I'm not even in first grade yet. We had Mrs. Wickline. We haven't even gotten there. And I've already yapped for so long. We've already told multiple stories. Okay. Sorry, I had to take a second to take a pill I needed to take. All right, so now we're on to first grade. We have Miss Wickline. She retired after I left, of course. It was her last year. This is where this pattern really starts to come into fucking play. And of course, not every year did a teacher retire after I was there, but it was every year from 4th on. So, a little silly. All right, so we had Miss Wickline in first grade. I guess we're not going to get a fucking angel deal, so fine. Azazel's rage is actually pretty good. We'll take Eye of the Occult because we're not going to take Brimstone, so that's fine. We're just going to get a giant damage up, which is good. with me. So she was just kind of evil to begin with. Like, I remember going to this new town, this new racist ass motherfucking town. I could tell you all the fucking nightmare stories from growing up in that town, but I won't right now because this is one story. We're gonna have a lot of story times on this channel. It's very fun. It's giving very fun. The fool. I didn't steal an item. Damn, I got the fool for a reason. Alright, anyways, I had a Joker card too. I gave up my Joker card to not even do what I wanted to do. It was really fucking fantastic. I love that for me. I remember standing outside of the classroom with my parents, and I was like super nervous, didn't want to go in, and she opened the door, snatched me up by my wrist, like, she's gonna be fine. Slammed the door behind me, and I was like, oh, okay. This is immediately put a bad taste in my mouth. Like, this is how this is gonna go? School's not gonna be normal for me, huh? I knew it. I knew it from that time forward, and it wasn't. The kids were fucking cruel. Because I was the only black kid there. And then not long after, another black kid showed up. But I was like, why did I have to be first? It was bad. But she was fucking evil. Like, nobody liked her. She was constantly yelling at children, which is not the way to be a first grade teacher. This is like our formative years, girly. Figure it out. She very clearly did not want to be there anymore. And she was old. Like, she should have retired. And I am not doubting that she deserved to retire or that she needed to retire. Like, go ahead, girl. But go ahead, girl. The fuck are you waiting for? Like, she was gonna retire after that year, so I was like, if you're this fucking miserable, just retire. Like, I don't know if she was waiting for an account or something, or some sort of 401k or whatever, because she's gonna get one of those. Not I, ma'am, not I. But I was like, girl, if you need to not be here, like, don't fucking be here. Like, you know what I mean? It was just annoying as hell. She was not nice. She didn't give a fuck who bullied me. She didn't give a fuck in general. She wasn't really a good teacher either. Like, I feel like I don't remember learning much about first grade, which is crazy because I remember learning a lot moving forward. Like, I remember second and third grade, I learned so much, read so many books, all that good stuff. But first grade was like nothing. We're gonna take them all the void. Leviathan, yeah. But yeah, I don't remember doing too much in first grade, which is ridiculous because that's the time when you need to learn probably the most. But because I was in the ghetto, I didn't learn how to read right away. I mean, I was young. I learned how to read when I was 5. Like, I was a young reader, and I was a strong reader because my mom taught me. It wasn't the school. The schools didn't do very much, which is fine. Usually you go over reading and writing and shit in school, but, like, they really didn't have, like, we were learning clocks for most of the year, which is great and all, but, like, digital clocks were becoming a thing. I think you should be able to read an analog clock, which is fine, but also, like, they're obsolete. Like, if a fucking 14-year-old came up to me and was like, I'm not strong at reading an analog clock, I'd be like, yeah, you don't really need to be. Like, the whole idea that, like, you need to know how to use outdated things is kind of lame. Like, I think it's nice because analog clocks are still around and it's a good skill to have if you don't have a phone or something and you need to know the time, be able to read it. But even then, most of those clocks just have the numbers, and they're not 24-hour clocks, they're 12-hour clocks. Look outside. Is it morning or night? Look at the numbers. Is it morning or night? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't not that it's not a skill, but it wasn't a skill we needed to spend an entire half of a fucking school year on when they were pretty much obsolete by the time I hit middle school anyways, which is aging me. That's fine. I'm an age. I grew up. Anyways, she was miserable. Fuck her. She left after I left first grade, of course, and we were all very happy she was retiring, even though we weren't going to be there. There wasn't going to be another sad class of first graders that were going to have her sad ass. I hope she's doing well if she's still alive. I don't wish any ill on her, but she needed to get it the fuck together. I was trying to take that soul of the loss and just didn't. Also, I'm just going to commentate really quick. I haven't been commentating much on this run, but it's just a fun run. Like, I'm just having a fun run on Tainted Thursday to tell you guys some stories. I was just in a cozy story mood vibe. Like, I just wanted to talk to you guys. It's just fun. I like to yap. And yesterday's run, if you're looking for good gameplay and content, yesterday's run for, like, gameplay was really, really, really funny and really good. So please go check it out after this video. It was really, really good. I'll remind you at the end of the video because I actually really liked that video. It was super funny to me. But what was I saying? So yeah, anyways, she was just mean. Like, she was crazy. Like, treating first graders so bad to the point that all of them hate you is not a good sign. Like, it's really hard to make an entire class of little children hate your ass, but she did it successfully. She successfully made small children hate her. Good for you, girly. Okay, anyways, then I get to second grade. Mrs. Altavilla, I really liked. My mom didn't like her. So probably some tea I didn't know about. I went through a ton of harrowing, really bad, horrible bullying in 2nd grade, and that was when it was like really bad too. It was really bad the whole time I was in school, like literally the whole time. But that was when I was still telling my parents about it, which proved to be not the strategy after a while. But I think that might be part of the reason, was that I was just getting fucked up in 2nd grade, dude. Like, people were so unbelievably mean to me. I was barely making it through the day. We could probably maybe get a fucking angel deal. We're going up. But I really liked her. So 2nd grade is unremarkable in terms of teachers. I think there were some I didn't like, but like, I was all right. All right, my 3rd grade teacher, who I won't name because I think she was overall very nice. She just like, she had some incontinency. Is that what it's called? I'm so tired, dude. I'm forgetting the word. She had some accidents. And I, as a child that was prone to accidents in stressful times, like only when I was really stressed out, it really triggered me, because that still triggers me. Like, if I have to go somewhere and I can't pee first, I won't go. Just from my childhood, because I hated getting in so much trouble for having a problem I didn't control. But she very clearly had that problem too. And I don't know if she left right after I was there, but I think she left not long after I was there. And I think it was because part of the reason was like, she'd be in class and just have an accident. And it was like, for me, oh my God, I don't want to die. For me, it was so much stress. It was so much like anxiety, and like, I was so scared about her having to go to the bathroom. Like, I just felt like I was on edge. Oh my God, that was so dumb. I felt like I was on edge. I'm like stressed now. Like, as soon as I figure out that I'm about to die, guys, I swear to God, I speed run it. Like, I speed run dying. It's ridiculous. I'm like not trying to. Okay. At least this guy's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, yellow polka dot bikini. That's not how that song goes, by the way. Don't say it like that. That she wore for the first time today. She wore her itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. She also had a little bit, can I get this? Yeah! She also had a little bit of an anger issue, which is fine. Like, she wasn't bad overall. I think 2nd and 3rd grade were my most calm years in terms of teachers. She was all right. I remember specifically not... All right. I remember specifically not liking the librarian that year, but I loved the fucking library. I was in that bitch any chance I could be. We had a fantastic library in that school. And in the next school was even better of a library. So it was like I was always there because I was a huge book nerd. But that's it. That's the end of the video. I have to get going very, very soon. I'll try to edit this on time. Thank you so much for watching. Next video, or maybe the video after, depending on what I want to do, I'll do a part 2 and try to get through the rest of school. But we're only at 3rd grade. It's gotta talk too much. I gotta fucking wrap it up. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like the video, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you liked it. And I'm gonna link yesterday's video somewhere on the screen at the end in the outro, because it was so good. I just want you guys to check it out for gameplay and stuff. It was funny. Thank you so much for watching. It's been Nika. Bye.